I'm here. Yay. Good afternoon, everyone. How are we feeling today? Good? Good. Now, today's lecture, class, teaching, door opening experience today is going to be much different than what we focused on yesterday. Today is going to be about really helping you to connect with the soul and the spirit of who you are, okay? So for all of you who don't understand who I am and what I do, my name is Tammy Adams. I communicate with guardian angels and spirit guides and help people to connect to their purpose, as well as helping them to understand how to connect with their soulmates and doing healing work and energy work. I work with people around the world. I travel the world doing lectures and seminars, teaching people how to become more aware, but also how to become more spiritually aligned, energetically, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially, mentally. People don't realize that putting all the elements together is what makes a perfect you. And I've studied many different type of beliefs and many different type of religions to understand how to help people so I can be more multifaceted to benefit all of you here today and around the world. And I've realized through all the studies and everything I've done, the most powerful thing that has always given a drive to everyone is love. Literally. Yes, we believe, yes, there's a source. There's a higher power. There's something out there. Of course there is. If we don't believe that there's something out there, we wouldn't be able to keep fighting for something, right? We feel it in our soul, in our being, in our cells. But what pushes us is that feeling and that desire to have love. Whether it's self-love, whether it's intimate love, it doesn't matter. And one thing that many of us have not had the blessing or the gift to receive is to have that most innocent, most purest part of love. And the purest part of love starts with ourself. And I explained this a little bit yesterday, but today it's in a much different context. What I mean by that, when you think of connecting with yourself and you think of your heart, oh, forgot to mention, I'm so sorry, I have to interrupt. So I'm intuitive, and obviously I'm a healer and all that as well. Who here, because I speak to the crowd and I see things intuitively, who here does not want me to intuitively read them while we're here? Because I do that all the time in classes. Does anyone have, okay. You know, still to today, I've never had anyone put their hand up. I was like, oh yes, of course, just keep it down. Everyone wants it, so that's good. It makes me happy. It makes me excited because I see how much people are eager to learn and to receive. So that always makes me so thrilled to say, this is why I'm here today. Thank you, God. Okay, the reason why I'm asking is because I was going to say something that I see around her. So let me give an example. Hi, how are you? Good. When it comes to you being able to have self-love, when you connect with the passion that you have within yourself, do you realize that there's a part of you that's missing? Or do you feel like you're complete? You feel a piece of you missing. Okay. Do you understand why? Okay. And I'm using you as an example because you have a beautiful energy about you. So this lady right here that I'm speaking to, you could see energetically she's done the work, she's done coaching, she's helped, she's opened doors, but there's still something missing. And this is where I help all of you to understand. It's not just about finances. It's not just about what it looks like. It's not just about the picture. It's about the soul. It's about our spirit. If there's something that's missing inside of us, why are we not searching for that? Why are we not trying to find the solution? Why are we still allowing ourselves to continue to go on with life, right, and carry on when there's something missing and we're feeling unsatisfied? True? Okay. So what's missing is the spiritual connection. It's that feeling of purpose, that feeling of understanding and knowing who you are. And where that's taken away from, I have to go back to the beginning, is from when we were just baby little children, tiny little babies. It could have happened during the time that you were in the womb, like with her in the red sweater. There was stuff that was going on during the pregnancy. So sometimes that creates an effect. And this has been proven through science, you know? When you allow yourself to have any type of disruption, it affects our personality, it affects our behavior, it affects many things in our lives. But what our main focus is, how do we get back there? Okay, forget about what happened. Don't just forget about it, forgive it. Excuse me, let me say it more better. Forgive it. Because that's the one thing that people actually do, which is incorrect. And I teach that quite often. Do not forget about it, forgive it. So let's use you with the glasses with the white shirt, with the short hair. Yes, you. Do you feel like you were able to forgive the people who have created blockages and interference in your space? It's a work in progress. Yes. But we need to allow ourselves to be done with that progress, right? Because you want to be happy. Why are you here today? Let me ask you, why are you here today? To learn. Why are you here? I'm so sorry?
Just interested in.
Oh, just interested. Okay, that's a good answer. Why are you here? Good. She'll find out something she doesn't know. I like that answer too. The real reason why you guys are here is because you're meant to be here. I don't believe in mistakes. I don't believe that anything doesn't happen for a reason. I believe the people that are here were chosen to be here by the universe because all of you have a specific message, a specific, message, you know? Something that's going to be given to you, something that's going to be told to you so that you can awaken, something that's going to create a spark within you that's going to set you to be wild and free and set you to be finally allowing yourself to put your right foot forward so you can be who you're supposed to be. What's stopping you is the fear and the tears. So let's go and focus on changing this vibration and working hard today on changing this negative into a positive. Whatever negative has happened in your past, sadness, pain, blockages, interference, doubt, whatever it was, let's focus on healing that and letting that be a part of the past and reawakening your spirit, reawakening your soul. Do you understand what I mean by that? Okay, so there's going to be not just sitting down in the room today. I'm a little different when I work with people because we need to create movement energetically. And when you create movement, what happens in the orange? What happens when you move? You let it go, it moves, right? So they say, what is the best thing for your digestion? If you're having complications with your digestion, right? What is the best thing for you to do? Take a walk, right? Move, right? If your digestion's stuck, if you have complications with your intestines, blah, 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 okay, you're supposed to walk. You're supposed to keep yourself active. I believe that every single one of the chakras energy point levels within inside of our body have a health effect and have a reason behind some of the blockages we have physically, mentally, emotionally, and even financially. So I believe that energy is one of the most significant and most powerful tools that we were given since the very beginning of mankind to use to our benefit. But on top of that is manifestation. And manifestation is a part of the energy that we need to create, which is what we're going to create now. We're going to do it now. So we're going to manifest first love. So I know it's really not that difficult. Everyone stand up. And then each line, just create like a chain so that you guys can focus. So just put your stuff. Everyone can put their stuff down. It's just very simple. Let me see your hand. Just like this. Hands. And just create. You guys all just hold, all the rows just hold hands. And the reason why is because you're going to be focusing on allowing yourself to connect to love. Because I really do believe that if we transform ourselves, we can transform the world. I believe like 100 million%, I believe this. If you transform yourself specifically in the dress, the beautiful pinstripe dress, do you know that then at least 10 people will follow you? And then you with the blue sweater, you transform at least 10 people will follow you. And imagine if each person is responsible for changing 10 people, then those 10 people reach 10 people, and those 10 people reach 10 people. Do you understand the cause and effect to that, of how amazing and how effective in a positive way that will be? Instead of hearing about negativity, I woke up this morning and I did a prayer and I said, please God, forgive those people who absolutely are disconnected from their heart and their souls. But more importantly, they're disconnected from their brains because they wake up and they do horrible things. I heard about killing and negative things this morning. And I'm just sitting there going, the only reason why someone would be creating such a negative act is because they don't know what it is to have love. Because I promise you, anyone that understands love would never harm anyone. So let's manifest this beautiful, amazing vibration. Close your eyes, connect with the vibration inside of you, and let your heart be open. As you're inhaling positive through your nose, keep your feet a little bit spread apart. As you're inhaling positive through your nose and exhaling negative through your mouth, you're visualizing connecting with the color gold, so that you're not following the regular green in the regular way it's supposed to be, because I want all of you to connect with the true empowerment of strength and walking out being very powerful, very strong people. So inhale positive, exhale negative, and focus on the color gold. Beautiful. Okay, everyone can take a seat, please. Now, when that happened just now, and I was closing my eyes, focusing on connecting with the vibration of the room and connecting with your guys' love, I did feel a very strong, like a passion. I felt, not all of you, but some of you had a very deep sense of passion. That deep sense of passion that's within inside of you is waiting to allow itself to finally erupt, so you can finally have that feeling of freedom. That feeling of freedom is connecting with the childlike side of yourself, okay? So how do you reconnect to who you used to be? Can I bring up examples? Does anyone care if I bring you up on stage and tell you a lot of what I see? No? Okay, so the one with the scarf right here with the gray sweater. She's all great. I should have put my hand up. Okay, what's your name?
Tamsin.
Tamsin?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful name. Okay, so for example, when you were doing the meditation just now, we were focusing on heart, what did you feel?
Sure. It's empty stroke wanting to fill it?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay. So she felt there was an emptiness that she wanted to fill. Okay. The reason why I chose you is because when I seen you sitting there, I see sadness. I see tears. Okay? Not because you're like, oh, I'm sad, I'm depressed, but because you've been through so much, you're so tired. You're just like, oh, I'm just so tired. You're exhausted. You're tired of carrying the backpack. You're tired of carrying the cross, as they say. And your guardian angel's biggest thing is wanting you to allow yourself to realize that one of the biggest gifts you give to the world is by helping children. You are so lovely. But when you were just a little toddler, when you were just 3-4 years old, you had the most beautiful gift. So you need to reconnect to your creativity and really realize that the gift you're giving back to these children is connecting with creativity and helping these children to embrace themselves again.
Yeah.
Do you understand? There's doors they're going to start opening. They're going to be huge. That are coming in July. I don't know what that is. And in July, when this happens, that's when all the doors are going to awaken. But today is the first day. Today's the first day of you stepping into your true empowerment and changing the vibration. Do you see? Can you change that music off? Sorry. Because when you allow yourself to become empowered, and really step into who you are, it's like the way your guardian angel is describing it, is she's showing that your heart's going to start being filled, but it's filled from all these children, so it's innocent love. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That makes my heart so happy. Okay, so do you see how easy it is? It's like, even though, yes, I understand, I'm intuitive, and I have the answers, and I know what needs to be done, but being able to make the movement that she needs to make and the doors that she's going to be opening, it's not for everyone. Not everyone's going to sit there and say, oh, Tammy, sign me up, I'm ready today. Because that's false. You have to be ready. When you're ready to allow yourself to start moving forward and allowing yourself to be the real woman you're meant to be the real person you're meant to be, you have to be willing to jump in and sit there and invest everything you have, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, everything. Because you allow yourselves to contemplate. So like the one in the white shirt, like I spoke to earlier, which you're very sweet, but you think a lot. You're very logical, and you don't do it on purpose. It's just the way you are, and it's what made you strong, right? But there's going to be business opportunities that are coming in the near future, and that's perfect for what the type of personality, the energy that you have, it's perfect. But you need to bring more of a sensitive side. And like your guardian angel is saying, the one thing that women have allowed themselves to disconnect from is their sensitivity, their emotional side. Oh, don't be so sensitive. Oh, don't be so emotional. Because we have to compare to men, and we have to be strong, right? We have to try to compare to this. So we have to allow ourselves to cut off the heart, because God forbid we allow ourselves to be emotional. I mean, this is something I work with all the time. Do you know, I have a client, God bless this woman's soul, who told me that she did not want to tell her boyfriend that she liked him. It wasn't even her boyfriend, excuse me, her friend, that she liked him in person, because that's not the way to do things these days. I said, excuse me. She said, well, yeah, I just send a text. I said, oh my gosh. I said, you need to meet him and go have coffee and tell him what you really feel, because he really likes you too. I feel like you guys can get married. This is a great opportunity, blah, blah, blah. I've seen all these beautiful things. Tammy, how am I supposed to meet somebody and say those words? Because he's going to think he's going to think I'm an emotional wreck, and that I'm just too not sensitive, but it meant sensitive. I forget the word. Like, not girly. I don't remember her word, but it basically meant sensitive, too weak, right? I said, that's what makes us special. A man wants somebody who's emotional, who's loving, who's passionate. It doesn't even matter. Even if your partner, if you're in this class, that's because you're trying to connect to your feminine, to your emotional, to your sensitive side, but you're also trying to connect to the awakening that you've been waiting to happen for a long time. Do you see? So like you with the scarf with the plaid or whatever, checkers. It's like you have such a beautiful heart, but you're afraid to allow yourself to be hurt. So you just put a brick wall there. Do you know how often I see that? Where we just put a brick wall in front of our heart because we're just afraid. We're so afraid of getting hurt that we just automatically put it there so that we don't have to get harmed, right? So you with the purple, right? Do you feel like as if that you've done the work and the steps that you need to take? Come up, please. Sorry, it's too hard. What's your name? Monica. Thank you. You're welcome. So do you feel like you've done the work and the things that you've needed to do in order for you to step forward and put your right foot forward?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But
That was an okay answer. I'm not going to be happy with that one, but go ahead. It's fine. I'm honest also.
I feel like I have some work to do,
You do have some work to do.
and I feel like I'm awakening.
You are. Okay, that's the reason why I was waiting for you to say, yes, I have done some work.
Okay.
That's what I wanted you to say.
Yes. Okay.
And the reason why is because this is a perfect, I have to use you as an example. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a perfect example of what I just said. She completely put herself down instead of admitting, not in a negative way, but said, I don't know, like, I'm okay. She didn't even acknowledge the work she's done, which her guardian angel has told me she's done a lot of work.
Okay.
You have. You've done beautiful work. You've worked on therapy, you've worked on emotions, you've worked on spiritual, you've done a little bit of healing. Yes, you have some other stuff to do. It's definitely karmic and all this other stuff we can talk about privately, but you've done a lot of work, which is beautiful. We need to learn to take what we've done and sit there and say, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it. If you're wrong, then yes, I didn't do it. No, I didn't. Okay? But when you have done something so amazing and done so much more work that most people have not, you should be proud of yourself. Because Monica, you're amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, there's so many doors that are supposed to be opening. I just saw right before I gave you a hug in March.
Okay.
But it's going to be involved with your family and cutting more strings.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's going to be opening as soon as you cut these strings. It's kind of like control and all this other emotional stuff. Once all that happens, all this heart is going to just feel like as if it's melting. And then it's going to just transform into a butterfly.
Okay. Looking forward to that.
It'll be beautiful. You're so welcome. So the thing is she needs to allow herself to have more confidence. Do you see? Who here, honestly, because we obviously know I'm intuitive, truly feels like they've done the work that they've needed to do in some way? Okay, who here, I'm glad people are being honest. Who here feels as though they don't even understand how to take that first step? Okay, good. Let me see. Okay. Did you raise your hand for that you did work? Okay, good. So, sorry, because I was going to say, did she tell the truth? I wasn't looking. The reason why I'm asking is because it's very hard to take the first step. And for those who are here that have taken some of those steps, like you with the rainbow glasses and the black shirt, you know how hard it is. When you take that first step, it is scary. It is so stressful. You're sweating. You're like, oh my gosh, am I going to be messed up? Am I going to end up losing control, right? And we allow ourselves to have all these other emotions, and we're afraid to take that first step. But yet we're not afraid to put up with negativity. We're not afraid to put up abuse from our jobs or careers or other people, but we're afraid to love ourselves. That just shocks me every time I think about it. It surprises me. We're afraid to help ourselves, but we're willing to put up with abuse and negativity and stress and burden and heaviness and even health problems from the anxiety of everything else in the world. Does that make any sense at all? Because to me, it sounds like we're the ones who's screwing ourselves, right? I say it like in French in every language. So, sorry. Hey, at least I'm only saying those words, not bad words. Anyways, the main thing is that we need to allow ourselves to change the vibration. So now we're going to focus on creating more empowerment, okay? So this part, I know we're not in the right proper space, but this part is going to be extremely beyond the point of significant. So we're going to create 2 triangles, okay? And the 2 triangles is to be able to create connecting with the soul, the spirit, and the body, okay? What is the soul, the spirit, and the body? Does anyone know? No? Okay. Has anyone heard of the Trinity? Like the spiritual Trinity, not the church Trinity? Yes? Okay, so that's the soul, spirit, and body. So the Trinity is your soul, your spirit, and your body connecting and being whole as one. Most people, okay, don't have this. So like, what's your name? Lisa? So like Lisa, she's connected to her soul, she's connected to her body, but she's not connected to her spirit. So the part of the spirit, as she's connected like this, is lingering and is not complete because there's a part of her that still needs to make that meeting back with the soul. When this happens, okay, and when you're disconnected in any way, shape, or form from the 3 parts of yourself, when you have this disconnection, it makes you feel a little bit empty. It makes you feel like you're missing something. You can't understand it. It doesn't make any sense, but it creates this huge, like little ball that's missing, right? Mainly here in the upper part of your stomach. Not in the lower part of your stomach, not in your heart, not in your mind. It's usually in the upper part of your stomach, which is your intuition and your connection to our Creator and to yourself, okay? Even though it says connecting to your higher power is your crown chakra, the real true connection to our abilities and to the love and the passion, the connection to ourself is here. Does that make sense? Okay. And just so you guys know, I've studied and traveled the world learning. Yes. Can you come closer? I'm so sorry. I cannot hear a word you're saying.
You said the soul and the spirit and the body.
Yes.
So what's the difference between the soul and the spirit?
I was just going to explain that. Okay, so she's saying, what is the difference between the soul and the spirit and the body? And I was going to explain that in a moment. So, but thank you. That's a good question. So when you allow yourself to have this disconnection, how you get it back is by allowing yourself to connect with the upper part of your stomach. So the soul is the part that is first created. When you were created in the universe, with our Creator, with God, whatever you believe, the source, when you were first created, you have been given a soul, okay? Your spirit is your vibration, it's your energy, it's your light, it's your aura, okay? It's totally different from your soul. Your spirit is what people read and what attract people to you. It's not your soul. Even though people say, oh, I feel a soul connection, that's different. That's like a magnetic soul connection. But if they say, oh, I love your energy, that's your spirit. Or, oh, that person doesn't have very good energy, I don't want to be near that person. That's your energy, that's your spirit, okay? The body, we all know what the body is. It's just a vessel. Doesn't matter whether your body is 6'10", it doesn't matter if you're 4'11", you know? That's the same thing. Body is the body, right? So this doesn't matter. This is just the vessel you're holding in. And this is the soul, the most significant. This is the spirit, which is extremely important because this is what attracts people to you, right? So when I was young and I had the blessing and the gift of being able to connect with John Paul, the Pope, and he was one of my mentors and one of my teachers because I was going to be a nun and I lived in Vatican City. So my life has been very different. We're going to create 2 triangles. So stand up, and then this row face those guys, and then everyone on the middle. I know this is going to be difficult. Kind of just trying to squeeze to the sides. Even if you guys want, just go over here. Just come over this way, and let's just create a space. Yes. Okay. Inhale positive, exhale negative, and of course everyone has to hold hands, please, obviously, because that represents love. And as we're holding hands and as we're connecting with everyone in the room, we're focusing on allowing ourselves to have completion. So you're manifesting. So let me step in front of you. Let me get between you guys 1 second so I can give a visual. So you're stepping with your right foot forward, okay? And then even though you're holding holding this hand, you want to kind of put this hand a little bit forward as well, the right hand, because you're wanting to allow yourself to focus on manifesting, putting your right foot forward and bringing forward new beginnings and happiness and manifesting complete accomplishment and empowerment. Do you understand that? So this foot always means accomplishment and moving forward. This means walking in the past and blockage. This is not one you walk with. When you wake up in the morning, I always wake up like this. So I sleep on this side of the bed. So I make sure I do it. Okay. Anyways, bottom line, the right foot forward. So you're focusing on that vibration, manifesting. Now, I want you guys to write it down, and we'll do that in a moment, but you're manifesting what you want. So you're manifesting what you want. You're visualizing this word. One word, right? Empowerment, love, confidence, prosperity. I don't care what your word is. It's your word. And none of them are right or wrong. They're all perfect. Every word you create is perfect. Connect with that vibration and connect with that word and let it be a part of your being and let it embrace you. Let it hold you and let it carry you, okay? And let that word be something that's so powerful that you know that that's going to become your reality. That word is going to become your mission. Do you understand? Okay. Inhale positive. Exhale negative. Focus on connecting with that word, making for sure as you're focusing on putting the positive energy through your right side, bringing that and believing in that vibration, that movement, knowing that today is the beginning of your life. Beautiful. Okay, wonderful. I love that. Okay, now everyone can take a seat. When I connected with that energy just now, I know my eyes are closed, but I kept seeing this really beautiful mist. It was like lavender. It was lavender mist, which means people connecting to their intuition, to the gifts within inside of them. And as I was connecting with this color, lavender represents opening up your intuition, of course, but more of a lighter color. A lighter color is really extremely interesting when you connect with the lighter color of purple, because it's mixed with white, which represents purity, which I really, really like. Because when you connect with purity, what happens? You're free. Yeah, it's a very simple answer. You're free. I'm glad you had the answer. I'm proud of you. So, because you become free. And who here, raise of hands, wants to be free? For reals. I'm going to check this one. Okay, I'm missing. Is your hand not? Oh, it is up. Okay. You don't want it? Oh, you do want to be free. Okay, looks like everyone. Okay, good girls. Okay. The reason why I'm asking is because the one thing you have to do is take ownership. What is the one thing that we were taught to do? So were you taught to take ownership when you were first born? When you were growing up as a child, were you taught to take ownership? Okay. Were you taught to be strong and individual, dreaming, creativity? What has stopped you from being who you're supposed to be? If you were given that freedom, what has stopped you from being who you're supposed to be? The fear. So she is more blessed than many because my family didn't believe in anything I do. They just supported me financially because they thought I was going to be healed. It just made it worse, actually. It heightened my ability. But the fear is one of the biggest things that the world, the human species allows themselves to create disruption because of this word, because of this feeling. Does anyone know the part in our body where fear lives? Say? I was talking about logically. Logically. Yes, the amygdala. Yeah, manifest, but where it lives, in the back. Yeah, the amygdala is where fear lives. And it has been proven through science. The more you allow yourself to give that no power, the smaller that piece of your brain becomes. So if they were to do an x-ray, a brain scan on me, they would see that mine is almost gone because the only fear I have is not living my purpose. I don't have fear of my relationship, my kids, the human world. I get frustrated. I have issues, obviously, as a human, but I don't have fear. I don't have fear of dying. I don't have fear of money. I don't have fear of human things. I don't want anything to ever stop me from living my purpose. That's it. That's my only, and it's not really a fear. It's just like, that's my only negative, you know? One thing that people do is we give so much power to this amygdala that some people have allowed themselves to let it grow. And they've allowed it to become more massive and more powerful than your freedom, than your self-love, than the neurons that are in your heart that make your heart so amazing. There's a lot of things that I've studied to understand how to help each and every individual so that you can become the better and best you that's possible. But one thing that I know that we do is we allow ourselves to sabotage ourselves because we don't need enemies, we have ourselves. We're good at that. So how are we going to change this? How are we going to change the vibration and help you to become empowered, help you to become the best woman in you? Number one, most important practice, putting the right foot forward, stepping up each and every day with putting your right foot forward and making for sure that you're focusing on your empowerment, right? Making for sure that you're focusing on doing your list daily, manifesting, 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 okay? I do like to also have usually like a little white candle to represent light always in my life. You know, you don't have to. It's like, just if you want to, but because I was brought up with so many different type of religions and spiritualities, I always like candles, I always like light. Plus they smell good. But the light represents like a twinkle inside of you, you know? So I visualize that when I do my morning meditations, and I sit there. Sometimes I usually have a travel candle with me, but I didn't bring it this time. And I sit there and I visualize that candle and I visualize the light and I imagine that light being a part of me, you know? And it's like we're all a flicker of light, right? We're all supposed to be an example of light, but we have lost that along our way, and we need to regain that again. So you do your manifestation, you put your right foot forward. Third thing that you do is you start allowing yourself to write down your dreams. So can you come to me, please? Yes. What is your name?
Leslie.
Leslie, what is your dream?
To help children with disabilities.
Oh my God. Okay, she's my best friend. I love her. You know, one of the biggest things that I studied and that I spent time doing when I lived in Medjugorje with the visionaries who communicate with the Virgin Mary was helping children with disabilities. That's the reason why every dollar I make goes to my nonprofit organization to help children and to help to open wellness centers around the world. So everything I do goes straight to that. Anyways, okay. You got me sidetracked because you talked about my dream too. Okay. And how far have you come doing that?
Quite far. It now needs to grow.
Okay. What do you feel is stopping your dream?
Finding a way to market what I do.
Okay. Let me explain.
Yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to your dream, how do dreams come true? By manifesting them. Okay, I already taught you that. How do we make your manifestations come true? By becoming verbal and making sure your throat chakra is open. The throat chakra has to be vocal, right? Okay, your throat chakra is not vocal. So that's one. Number 3, how do you be able to allow yourself to let your dream come true? You believe, not 100%, 1 billion%. People always tell me there's no such thing as 1 billion%. I always tell them, okay, look it up. So I don't care what they say. 1 billion%. Because when you have something that's so massive and so amazing, okay, so I live in America sometimes, and all the people in America have told me, I don't know how many times, that they don't know how Trump became president, right? Okay, I personally don't care who the man is. I don't believe in politics, so I don't really care. But he did something that proved to the world that it is possible to manifest your dream. And there is somebody who was impossible to be the president of the United States and is now the president of the United States through one action, manifestation. So, it is very possible. You just need to learn to believe, because there was no way he was supposed to win. Bottom line, you have to believe in yourself. The more you believe in yourself, the more every single door opens. It's called not just the power of manifestation, which is so significant. It's about believing in yourself, okay? So focus on believing in yourself and believing in your dream, because it is going to become a reality. I don't see that you're far away from it, to be honest with you. I see initial of a J of someone helping you, like James or something with a J.
Oh, right, okay.
That's the person that's going to open the door. You're welcome. Okay, so the point is, and my example of that was understanding that anyone's dream can come true. Hers is amazing, obviously, because that's what I love. But every single person's dream is amazing because that's your dream. And your dream should be that significant. Your dream should be that magical. It should be that powerful. But you're not using it to your advantage, okay? Now, I know for a fact, like I said earlier, this is not for everyone. Whoever is ready and whoever is wanting and willing to allow themselves to start focusing on manifesting, creating movement in their space, exactly like I was receiving just now as I came up here, and I see very clearly. There's a whirlwind of energy going on in here. Absolutely magnificent. I can feel the power. I can feel the light. I can feel the vibration. Happiness, joy, intrigue, just this beautiful feeling of energy. But we need to remember, not all of us, even though this is beautiful and this is wonderful, not all of us are ready. Be honest with yourself, and I mean that in a sweet, nice way, and allow yourself to sit there and say, okay, am I ready to do the investment, do the things that I know I need to do? And putting your right foot forward and starting to do the work that needs to be done. When I work with people and I help people doing programs and teaching people and helping people to become awakened, but also giving them all the messages that are needed by coaching them, the one thing that every person has is complete success. Everyone knows that about me. There's always success. The only negative thing about me, which I talk about quite often, is because, yes, I'm not cheap, but good things are never cheap. Number two, I like to work really hard. I'm very adamant about working hard. And I love working hard because I feel like without hard work, we don't reach the results we want. Do you see? So you have to be able to allow yourself to be willing to be open to all that. Working hard, investing in yourself, and being willing and wanting to get rid of whatever it is that's hidden within inside of yourself, because it is a rude awakening when you start really going deeper, you know? So like for Lisa, so it's like she's missing her spirit. I know I'm supposed to be doing this part. In order to bring your spirit back and reconnect it, there has to be some black holes that are fixed, you know? And then if I was to work with you, we need to work on bringing back those memories so then you can be able to forgive them. Like I mentioned at the very beginning, forgiveness is key to everything, which is going to be the one part we're going to do in 1 second. We're all going to think of the negative people, situations, coincidences, whatever it was, all the negatives, and we're going to just like wash it away. Okay? Now, during this process, what is the one thing you think about when you want to get rid of yucky things? Yes. I can't hear you. Anger? Okay, well, I was going to say stomp. So, when I think of getting rid of something, and I'm thinking of bugs, unfortunately, it's a certain bug that's in my mind. I can't say the word because I just don't like it. But this one, it's a beetle bug. I think of squishing it, but of course I don't want to because I'm scared it's going to crawl on me, so I don't do it. Yes. Anyways, long story short, yes. So we have to stomp. Okay, so inhale positive, exhale negative, stand up and focus on all the negatives, and then you're going to be allowing yourself to stomp. And then also later today, I'm doing a book signing. I think at 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock. I'll talk to you guys about that in a moment. Okay, inhale positive, exhale negative. I'm going to do the singing bowl. Of course, the stomping is with the left foot, even though I just gave an example with my right foot, because obviously it's a part of the past, right? So you think of, I don't care how negative, you with the beautiful hair, that I wish I had confidence to do that. You focus, when you guys do your stomping, even think of the ugly, the dark, the negative, the sadness, the pain, the hurt, okay? Even things that you're unaware of, Lisa, just, okay, whatever it is, universe, okay? Inhale positive, exhale negative. Really put the energy into it. And focus on letting it go. Hold the vibration, hold the energy, and then just whenever you're ready, do it. Okay, now we're going to take that power back And we're going to focus on allowing ourselves to put our arms straight up towards the universe. As much as you can stretch your hands to the ceiling, and you're focusing on connecting with that love and connecting with that light and connecting with the perfect energy that's out there in the universe and feeling that love from God, our creator, the source, whatever you want to call it, and connecting with God and letting all that love and all that light fill you and in your whole soul and welcoming that back in your space. Inhale positive, exhale negative, and focus on the color white. Receiving complete empowerment, self-confidence, self-love, and rebirth. Knowing who you are, connecting to who you are, and stepping out of this class with the confidence that was once lost. Knowing you deserve complete happiness, love, passion, and for your dreams to come true. For always and ever. Beautiful. You guys can sit down and relax. I loved that. Now, I know that I said to focus on white. Let me step up. But it was interesting when I was closing my eyes and I was connecting just now. I saw a rainbow. But it was like a huge circle. But it looked like a rainbow. It was two rainbows, actually. It was in a huge circle. And it was surrounding. And then right where I was standing, it turned into a tip of an 8, which meant eternity, because that was what my focus was actually. So it was actually really amazing. The reason why it was a rainbow is because it was connecting with all your guys' different type of vibration, all your type of energy. Okay, to all of you, have a blessing. If you guys want to connect and talk with me, I am at A8, and I am also going to be doing the book signing at 5 o'clock, which is The Secret to Your Chakras. I've written books and lecture and talk about that and do radio and all that stuff. I don't have time to talk about myself, but it's amazing, all the things I do. And if you're ready to start investing yourself, then we'll talk about that at my booth. And you can talk to Shauna. To all of you, have a blessed day. Bye.